Chayla Hope.
That's me.
Cool. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everyone who you are, what you do.
I'm a troubled pop singer in Cleveland, Ohio. I make a lot of very dramatic music. And I came from machining in Cleveland, making parts for Navy ships and crossbows, and then got into drag during the same time while I was in a screamo band. And then from there, really got into Gotta Groove Records, where I pressed records for years and dreamt of the day I would have my own pressed. I was in a band called Seafair at the time. Left, got a gig with Care Bears Unlock the Magic. So I sang for the Care Bears cartoon Unlock the Magic on HBO Max and Cartoon Network. And I left my job and my band of 10 years in the same week to do this.
Seafair was the 10-year band.
Seafair was the 10-year band.
I remember Seafair from my emergence into the scene. You guys were doing cool things.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Who else was in that band?
Ryan Kelly, Michael Flaherty, Andrea Belding, Elson, Tara Hanisch. She played with the Foo Fighters at the Grammys. That was really cool. Yeah. I still idolize her. I love her so much. She's in a really cool band right now called We Bred Raptors or something like that. You Bred Raptors. Thank you. Yeah,
You
question
bred
marks.
Raptors?
It's a Jurassic Park reference. Super cool. Josh Reel was the bassist. And it was a really fun run, but I knew my music was going in a completely different direction. I'd always wanted to go there, but Cleveland doesn't make it easy for pop artists. They're like, no, we want you to stay in rock. So it was me becoming more of myself and realizing, like, all in 1 week that this all had to happen.
10 years, you definitely, gave it a run.
Gave it a run. And before that, I was in tons of screamo bands, and I would do anything to sing. So, Celtic metal, did that when I was 16.
Nice.
Celtic metal. It was like Viking metal. There were didgeridoos, opera singing. It was a wild time. And now I'm here doing this weird stuff.
My old science teacher from middle school is in Plaid Sabbath.
Plaid Sabbath.
Plaid Sabbath. And they do like Black Sabbath and like that style. Yeah.
Nice.
Plaid Sabbath.
I really
in
like
Celtic
that.
style.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. I love it.
What's the other Sabbath tribute we always reference on here?
Max Sabbath.
Max Sabbath.
Max Sabbath? I don't know that one either.
It's all
They
McDonald's.
dress up like the McDonald's characters, right?
Yes, they
There's
absolutely.
a Grimace on
Grimace,
guitar,
but
right?
he has tusks.
Oh, right.
He
Yeah,
does.
tusks.
There's the Hamburglar. There's Ronald, and they do all Black Sabbath songs, but with the lyrics
They
rewritten.
mix the lyrics, right?
Yeah, the lyrics are a McDonald's theme. So like
That is amazing.
Iron Man is frying pan.
They always play at Beachland, right?
They do play
Yeah,
Beachland like once a year. It seems like.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I have this great idea if anybody wants to take it. I'm sure it's not considered great to most people, but I was thinking of a Kate Bush cover band that only sings about pickles called Running Up That Dill. But, it's just an idea. If anybody wants it,
That
you
was
can
all
have
Kate
it.
Bush in the style of Bush.
Kate Bush in the style of Bush. Just making dumb remarks all the time. Or the other Bush. We don't know.
I wasn't thinking of that one, but that's better.
Yeah.
Running up that won't get fooled again.
Yeah. 3 times.
3 times.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm your fool.
That's the greatest. That was probably my favorite quote ever.
That's
from
a
him.
good one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that we got right into politics somehow with pop music. Yeah.
So last year released, I noticed the way you released your EP and full length.
Yes.
Cool. Can you give us a little insight about the strategy there?
Maybe. So basically, we decided that, I spent 9 months in a studio, 8 hours a day, 4 days a week making that record.
Whoa.
It was a dream come true. In the middle of the woods called Suma.
Yeah.
With
I
Michael
did a full
Seifert.
length there,
Yeah.
Well, Paul Hamm back in the
Paul
yeah.
Hamm. Oh, you got it good, man. Michael's a genius, and I really learned so much from him in 9 months. A lot of great things.
You guys have your wedding at Suma, didn't you?
We did. We during COVID, I love Stevie Nicks, so I got my drum tones on the same day because she would have done the same thing.
That's
So-
another reason you and my girlfriend should be friends.
Really?
Yeah. Her name's Rihanna.
Oh, Oh, no
They're
way.
named after that song.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. The only fight my husband and I have ever had is over Stevie Nicks. He said a coffee singer sounded like Stevie Nicks, and I just daggers. You don't you dare. Don't you dare. He was frightened. But
My heart
but
skipped a beat.
right?
Trying
Oh
to
my
think,
god.
like, what if that was me? Ooh.
Oof. Look
I
out.
would have gone to
Yeah.
South Park with the goat.
But there just came a time during the making of that record where we were like, oh no, like every single one of these should be put out separately because we loved them each so much in a different way, and everything was so referential. That's what I wanted the first record to be like. The new stuff is more modern, more angry because I've been in the music industry for a little bit now, and I've been told so many awful things that I was like, no, I'm gonna be more me, and I'm gonna do this thing. But this first record really like brought me into that, and so I really wanted to like, you know, give a nod to Janice and Janet, and give a nod to, you know, just all the greats in pop, and all the things that made me happy. And in such a strange time, you know, we were in quarantine, so it was just me and Michael in that studio with masks on, 24/7, making sure we didn't have COVID. 900 hours in on Animal Crossing, you know. Yeah, so we just wanted to bring something to the world that really brought us joy and made people believe in something again. And even if it was a few people, you know, it meant something to me. So I poured my entire heart out on that. I thought I was going to be institutionalized, honestly. Glad to be out of it, but I was very, very proud of it. Very proud of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear all kinds of influences in there. Like, you know, we had spoken on the last episode just weeks ago where like for pop it's really tough for me to put a finger down of what, you know, what is doing it for me and what isn't. And yeah, you can, I think getting that almost nostalgia kick of like, I recognize that, I feel comfortable with this kick drum and this snare drum, and then turns it around, and you can hear those influences from the past through your music.
Good.
And through different it's not a set time that you're getting that nostalgia from. It's from you know,
Yes.
everything that's come before.
I think it was jam-packed in all the things from my childhood that I needed to get out before I could do anything else. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And damn feelings is just a perfect way to, you know, I'm always damning my feelings. So yeah.
Damn, comma feelings.
Damn, comma feelings.
Name of the album for those who lost track. That.
We also, with the nostalgia, had a lot of great players that were a part of that nostalgic moment, and that was luckily because Michael Seifert believed in it so much. We had Niles McKinney, who was in the OJs and the Temptations, and was on Blood on the Dance Floor by Michael Jackson, play on 2 of the songs, write, you know, part of a bridge that I wrote over. We had him play keys. There were just so many cool memories. I mean, it feels like forever ago now, honestly, but yeah, I couldn't not try to release everything because we put so much time and effort. And then we had the 10 or 11 Grammy Award winning mix engineer mix it. Justin Bieber was the reason my record was held up for so long because he was in studio with him.
That jerk.
That every time I saw him on TV, I was like, oh, where's my record? So yeah, and we just put so much into it, and so it was hard to pick what to put out there, but we knew it was all going out, but we're like, is this a 7-single album? Shit. So yeah.
There's worse problems to have.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so that's why we did it the way we did. I just was too excited.
Do you ever have the fear of like being too nostalgic, too reminiscent of something in the past as you're going forward with it?
Not so much anymore. Then yes, I was very fearful it was going to get too cheesy for a lot of people, but I didn't really care because I was just so excited and happy to have the fortune, like just be fortunate enough to do it. But now that that's out, I've gotten it all out of my system and I've moved on quite a bit.
How involved are you in the songwriting?
Very.
Other than lyrics, okay.
Very, yes. Yeah, I'm a part of production. I mean, at the beginning of High is actually me from home.
You write on acoustic guitar, piano?
Synthesizers mostly.
Synthesizer.
Yeah, I do play guitar and I play piano. I have a little mini grand in my living room that barely fits because it's a Parma home. But I make do. And yeah, a lot of guitar, a lot of synthesizer. A lot just comes from sampling my voice. I'm just now getting into more production so I can tell people more of what I'm looking for and more of what I want, which is nice. I didn't feel like I could do that for a long time because there's a lot of men that just tell you you can't. And then you find out, oh, no, that's not true.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
This is the future.
Yeah. And collaborating is so beautiful. I think there's a lot of mentalities out there, including my own at one point, that was like, there's no collaboration. It's just me. I do everything. And if one person tells me it's wrong, I'm the artist. And it was like, no, like take a step back. You'll learn so much working with other people, even people who aren't even that experienced. You can learn so much. So I'm really trying to embrace that more and more as time goes on.
It seems like a lot of people are. We hear that a lot doing the podcast, is especially like in the younger years, everything's very competitive.
Yes.
You know, and you have these battle of the bands things to think about too. So it's always me versus them. I need to be better than them. I need to, and then eventually you're like, wait a second. Like I think it's good to a point because it gives you the drive to become a better musician.
Yes.
To become a better artist, and then you're like, all right, I've got my chops now. And then once you get to a certain point, it's not necessarily better than, it's just different tastes, different flavors. So it's
and those different flavors make you better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just ask Neapolitan about that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not the one in my freezer. You've got all the scoops and the strawberries just sitting there all the way at the top.
It's all freezer burned.
I always call it Napoleon. Am I the only
Napoleon?
Yeah, I always got it mistaken for Napoleon.
Yeah, Neapolitan.
It's always got
Neapolitan.
Yeah, you might be the only one. Sure.
I'd like some Napoleon ice cream right now.
Yeah,
please.
like,
Thank
oh
you.
man.
I take my scoops right across the top.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
take
how
all
we do
three,
it.
man.
You gotta take all three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you biting into first?
Whatever my mouth hits first.
Wow, an
You
adventurer.
are wild,
Yeah,
man.
you just close your eyes, put it in your mouth, and hope for the best.
He's
Way
in
to
it
live,
for
I guess.
he's in it for the journey,
Yeah.
not the end
I
all.
learned that from you, Chuck.
Oh,
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him to close his eyes. See where the night took us.
Close your
Next
eyes,
thing you
take
know,
a
we're in a
bite.
band together.
I love it. I'm here
Playing
for it.
Suck My Kiss. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah. We met in a Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute.
Did you really? That's amazing.
We both responded to Craigslist ads, met for the first time at his basement. It was some singer put together the thing, and then as soon as the band was together, the singer quit.
Well, he moved.
He moved. Yeah, he
Oh.
did. He did. Yeah, he had to move.
They do be moving.
Yeah,
They
he
do
went to
be
Vegas.
moving. Wow,
Maybe
Vegas.
maybe he's smarter than the rest. Although I couldn't handle living in Vegas. But
Maybe,
the warm weather's
maybe
nice.
outskirts. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Well, there's more to Vegas than the Strip.
Yeah.
true.
Same with Nashville. You go to Nashville, you go to Broadway. Not like that's small little bit of the whole city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
I feel that.
Nashville's cool, man.
I remember going to the whatever festival they have in Franklin, Pilgrimage Fest, and one of the creators of that festival is a singer from Better Than Ezra,
Oh no way.
and so they play it every year. Yeah, and I remember he said something about laughing on all the people on Broadway
I love
when
that.
they were about to start their set. Yeah,
It's a lot.
good performers, honestly. Better Than Ezra.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not surprised by that. I don't know why, but I'm not surprised by it.
I got to go record in Nashville in a country band at one point in time. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Sound Emporium Studios. It was a very cool experience because I remember like I got done with my drum tracks and like we'd rehearsed so much that it was just like one take, done, we're good.
Amazing.
So I'm like, all right, I can just chill the rest of this time here. And looking at a picture, and it was a picture of Robert Plant looking at the picture that used to be there. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm standing where he is now. This is pretty crazy.
That's
You know, and
cool.
all these old artists from the past. Yeah, Nashville's cool, man.
Yeah. My buddy from high school, Josh Suey, he interns out
Oh,
there in a
Josh.
few Oh, okay,
know him,
God.
yeah.
People know him? Nice. That's
He's a
awesome.
great
Check
guy.
out JSS Studios or whatever it's called in Willowick.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of his internships were in Nashville. Every time I visited down there, I'd go through whatever he was going through. Yeah, all right, Josh Suey. Cheers.
Josh Suey.
Yeah.
Cheers to Josh Suey, man. What a great dude.
Yeah.
Those
he was
engineers-
a DJ too.
Those engineers are ridiculous down there. I remember going through like taking out every like smack of the lips through the thing, like through the tracks, going
Yeah,
through, just removing
get
things.
that out.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, and he's like, oh, you get her to smack his lips there, so I changed this over here. And
Yeah, especially in like books on tape when you got to go in and edit that. I took one audio engineering class. That's the one thing I took away from it. There you go.
Books on tape.
I've been messing with. Have you seen Chat GPT yet? You guys seen
No.
that yet?
I don't know what that is.
So Chat GPT is the thing that I left my job for a move that didn't end up happening.
Oh.
I was a content writer, and now
You wrote memes for a living, right?
a lot of and then I wrote articles about various topics. Well, there's this thing called Chat GPT that is, if my profession was the dinosaur, the meteor came in, so I'm applying for jobs, and it's not a profession anymore. So this thing takes everything that the internet has out there and turns it into anything you want written. You say, I want 1,800 words on the history of the Cleveland Orchestra, and it will give you that. I say, I want a song about Chicago written in the style of Led Zeppelin, and it will give me that in 10 seconds.
Where was that when I was in high school?
It's messing with colleges big time right now. There's no more essays. All of a sudden, there's no more essays
I'm
in
jealous.
college. There's no, because this thing does a very accurate job of what you would do. You just be sourcing the information from the internet and compiling it.
Yeah.
It does this.
You're talking about like the grandfather of what's going to be Skynet.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
This thing is just taken. So
We're doomed.
the content writer job and a lot of jobs just went away like immediately, and some of them don't know it yet. So like I'm kind of applying to a lot of jobs that do that because now there's a machine that can do my job that would take me a couple days in like 10 seconds. So I'm going to apply for a lot of jobs until they figure out that it doesn't take a person to do this anymore.
Wow.
So you're gonna have to be a travel and music blogger and podcaster for the rest of your life.
I've actually started a YouTube channel that'll be debuting when I get back from Hawaii, called The Musical History of, and I can just type in anything. Give me the history of Blossom Music Center, and write the script for a 10-minute YouTube video on the history of Blossom Music Center, and it will do it.
That's
and then it has another program that has
Nobody
voices.
needs to work anymore, do they?
No, they don't. And so there's another program then that I had to read a half-hour script for, and it has all the kinds of different nuances in my voice and different syllables that I'm saying, and it turns that into, it knows how to talk Chuck now. So then I can put my voice onto that script, and it's me reading it. And I've made an intro and outro section for the video and just a thumbnail image to go with it.
You don't have to do the physical reading?
No, I don't have to do anything. I just
Speaking
copy and paste and put it all into a video thing through Canva, which cost me like $12 a month.
How does it get the tones and timbres of your voice?
Through the half-hour reading that I did, it knows enough about my voice to be able to.
do a half-hour reading.
I do a
at the
half-hour
beginning.
reading, and
Okay.
it takes like it takes a day, around a day, for it to come back and be like, all right, we got you. We know what your voice is. And then I can plug any script into there, and it reads it in my voice, or I can pick somebody else's voice if I want.
So I could get like Nicolas Cage to tell me bad news,
Yes.
or like, okay.
It's getting kind of creepy,
Tell me how much
but
I
it's
owe in
it's
taxes.
happening really fast. So like, I've contacted a couple friends right now. I'm like, you can make a lot of money with this right now before everybody catches on to what the hell's going on.
Wow. Don't put that out there.
So check out the musical history of it. Maybe out by the time this is coming. And the first
All
one
right,
is
let's
the Cleveland
cut the
Orchestra.
last 10 minutes. Cut
Yeah,
it, cut it.
Cut.
Yeah. Well, you know how much we censor these podcasts, a ton.
0.0.
0.01.
I know, I asked
Yeah,
that.
we have made like one. I think we made one edit, and we scrapped an entire episode.
Yeah, that's true.
You had to
Yes.
scrap an episode? Oh, man.
We had to
Two
scrap.
episodes, actually.
Two?
Well, one just was not usable, and one we couldn't hear
Oh.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, one was.
We'll try to get Mr. Butch Armstrong back in here for a real one.
Yeah, that was when I had left. So I was supposed to be leaving to move to Rome, and then like things changed around after I
What?
left. I'd sold like we sold.
I should be
everything we owned.
interviewing you.
Yeah, ask your questions.
Yeah, what do you
We
got?
had
Yeah.
time to fill up. Yeah.
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
That's awesome.
Computers took my job. Took a derb.
I was gonna move to Rome.
Took a derb. No, we were supposed to move to Rome, and then like the whole thing got pulled out like right before it was supposed to happen. After I'd already left my job, hired my replacement.
Gave me some wall decorations.
Yeah. We got rid of all the pictures on our wall.
like, I'm
we
gonna
got
need
rid of
those
our
back.
got rid of our cars. We got rid of everything.
Almost
Oh
gave a
my
couch
God.
away to a guest.
Yeah. She can still have the couch.
It's
I think
still
we could
up
use
there.
a couch.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But where were we going with this? It was going somewhere.
No, it makes sense.
But yeah, it didn't happen. So now I'm here.
My friend who was a rapper, like getting pretty famous, I don't want to mention names, but he got signed by Warner Brothers. I work with him now. And he was like, I'm moving to LA. And he like got all his stuff together. He like quit everything, broke up with his girlfriend. Like, it was a whole thing. Moved to LA. He's in the airport thinking he's going to get picked up. And then he calls Warner Brothers and he's like, I'm waiting for my ride. And they're like, oh, we just fired the guy who wanted to sign you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But he decided, he's like, I already said I was going to stay out here, so I'm going to stay out here, you know. And he did a lot and he learned a lot, but that would be heartbreaking to me.
Is he back in Cleveland?
He is. He's with me. We write together. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he's in
There's
my
worse
band.
places
He's
to
great.
be.
Nice. Tell us about your band.
Oh man, it's kind of stays the same, kind of changes. Let me see. So actually, two of the members are in the sublets as well. So Daniel Lee and Stefan, the drummer, they've been like a group forever. They're always playing together, so it just made sense, and they're brilliant. So I have them. I have Britton Roberts as my guitarist, Nate Saggio's on keys and backup vocals, and I have Clement. My backup vocal people change quite a bit. And then I'm trying to think. I'm blanking.
many?
Like, depends.
It
Depends on the show. Yeah. So there are normally 7 because I want the pop music not to sound completely like it's through tracks, because I mean that's BS. That's bullshit. I can say that, right?
Yeah.
Total bullshit to me.
We're
I
not
mean, like,
monetized.
if you want to just play tracks, that's great. If that's your thing, that's awesome. But I want to remind people that most of this stuff was played by live musicians, and they are incredible. And so if I can bring that to the live stage, I want to. I don't want it to just be me and a mic and a computer and like some guy, you know?
The pay's better that way.
Yeah, the pay is better that way, but the payoff is better.
MacBook wants 0 after the initial.
Yeah. But I'm actually, I know in an interview you did, like weeks ago, there was a mention of Hello 3D and Morning of Black Star. And in a couple weeks, actually next week, Saturday, I wrote a song with Joe Tamino, who was played with Lady Gaga and was like credited on the Fame. And like, he's in Hello 3D. Jake Fader, who's in Hello 3D. The horn players from Morning of Black Star. Wesley Bright is my backup vocalist.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
along with Jake Fader's wife. And then we have a great guy on keys and Ray Flanagan's bassist. We're all going into Joe. We're all going into Peppermint Studios. Have you heard of this place?
No.
Oh my God. It's like a 70s time capsule in Youngstown. It is beautiful. It is cool. Everything's shagged out. It smells like dust. It is great. The guy behind the board has had it since 1971 and kept everything mostly the same. And we're recording to tape. A 9-piece band recording to tape. I'm the lead vocalist. I'm scared to death, but
That
very
sounds
excited.
awesome.
Yeah, it's sick.
You don't have to be scared.
it's a
The
soul
people
song.
that work there, the editors, they have to be scared.
I was like,
Buy the tape.
I was petrified when Joe Tamino, because Joe Tamino is like an idol to me. Like, I love the guy. He's brilliant. I mean, he's played with the Fugees on stage. He's credited on the Fame. Like, that is crazy to me.
I heard a lot of Lady Gaga influence on your music.
Oh, good. I love her very much. I didn't always, but I love her very much. And she's an icon. But I remember, like, him just being like, yeah, I want to write a song with you. And I was like, so, like, I went into Other Animal, and one day we had it, like, pretty knocked out. And Joe Tamino brought raspberries. And he's like this vegan, like yoga guy. And he just kept saying like, does anybody want raspberries? Anyone? Like the whole day. It was like, he's the sweetest thing. And he just kept offering these raspberries to us. And I was like, I'm going to name the song Raspberry. It's going to be about a pick-me person. The next day, like after I had it all written, he brought a banana. And I was like, I'm so glad you did not.
Pick-me person?
Pick me. Yeah, like a pick-me person. Somebody who bases their personality off of pick me. Yeah, not a pig. Let's not do that.
I heard pygmy.
Let's not do that.
How does that song go?
It's pretty weird, pretty messed up too.
Coming up short.
But the next day he brought a banana, and as soon as he brought the banana, that was very good. The next day he brought the banana, I was like, I'm so glad you did not bring that yesterday, because I don't know what I would have sang
Orange
about.
glad I didn't say banana.
There you go. Yeah. So I'm really excited.
You
That's.
lost it. I'll take that rock back.
Thanks, Dad. But yeah, we're recording that next Saturday, and I'm thrilled. So,
cool.
Yeah. So, and Fusion Filmworks is doing the filming too, so it's going to be insane. I'm super stoked. Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
filming the recording.
Yeah, they're filming the recording.
Nice.
It's going to be crazy. Everyone's doing like kind of period piece. I'm having everybody dressed in like 70s garb, and it's going to be really cool.
So what type of 70s garb are you going for? Is it
Oh, Jake
be like...
Fader's in like these striped bell bottoms. Nice. Like I have a full like this is a part of it. It's like a vinyl outfit with go-go like hot pink go-go boots. Yeah, everybody's just going to be in like monochrome suits and sunnies, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. Yeah.
I'm hooked on watching old episodes of Soul Train.
Oh, they're the best.
I got hooked on that. So I was plowing snow for the city of Menor for years.
Oh, really?
Decades, literally decades. And they switched our shifts at one point to where we had to come in at 4 a.m. And if there was no snow, we were still in at 4 a.m., but we couldn't make noise till 7 because of the noise ordinances. And we had just a little 13-inch TV with an antenna. And the only thing that came in was Bounce, which is TV Our Way, which is a black channel.
I love it.
So it was TV Our Way with a bunch of middle-aged white men watching it. And they would play Soul Train from like 4 a.m. till 7 a.m. when Fat Albert came on. So we would be watching Soul Train for 3 episodes of Soul Train a day when it wasn't snowing. Oh, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Just the
How
whole
revitalizing.
vibe. It was fantastic. Yeah. It was fantastic. Like 4 a.m. You're like really like, how am I going to get out of bed to get there at 3 a.m. to get there? When Soul Train was waiting for you, it was easy, man.
I love that.
But yeah, that's all I'm picturing when you're like got the outfits and then the recording studio with the shag.
My photographer, I even have her, instead of bringing her regular camera, I'm having her bring a film camera. Like we're really trying to do this right. Yeah.
That's so cool.
The places, I have to show you the place. It's unbelievable.
That sounds
unbelievable.
That sounds so cool. Like I love those vintage sounding recordings. Like we were talking about Physical Graffiti, and it just sounds like an album. It sounds, no matter how you listen to it, it sounds like it's on vinyl.
Yes.
It sounds like it was recorded through Table.
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 Lots of people don't know about Table.
Well, they're going to find out about it today.
Yeah.
Here only.
But yeah. Oh, that sounds so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
I'll be checking that out.
I'll show you the studio after the podcast. It's really cool. Everything's just stayed the same. It's all stayed. And this guy was like straight from radio, so I'm like, will you introduce us? Like, will you, it's going to be really cool. Looking really forward to that.
Let's take a second to thank our sponsors. We missed them completely last episode.
We talked about them at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
That's where they love to be. with our 7-minute listening on average.
Here, you start with Chuck. I got to
Chuck
look up.
Kaminsky, the basement trader himself, out of Painesville, Ohio. He's selling instruments. He's repairing instruments. He's doing setups. He's the do-it-all man. He's actually going to be selling Dennis Davis, our mutual friend who was the singer in our Chili Peppers band.
Check him out about a few episodes ago.
Yeah, his son was looking for a double bass. And he's like, I have no idea where I can find a double bass. My son's about to drive to Kansas. And I said, Chuck Kaminsky has 2. Chuck Kaminsky on Chestnut Street in Painesville there. He's got his reverb shops, 2 of them. One of them's got all guitars and basses, and the other one is accessories and amplifiers. BASSMENTTRADER. Basement. He's been a sponsor since day one. He hooked us up with these microphones that we're listening to right now. If they sound terrible, don't blame Chuck, blame me. Blame this Chuck.
You can blame Audio Technica.
Those guys. No, don't. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And go check out their clearance when they do it in Stowe during the winter.
Yeah.
It's always fun to go to.
December time.
December time. They get rid of last year's
Yeah.
models for way too cheap. So if you're ever in the market for microphones, Audio-Technica does good ones, and they blow them out during the winter in Stowe.
That's right. And if you need any aerial photography or regular photography work, check out Jones Drone CLE. He's your commercial drone service focused on creative solutions go-to. Jones Drones specialize in filming drone fly-throughs and live events. They also offer drone education of all sorts, repairs, sales. Next time you're thinking about perspective from the sky, think Jones Drones. They will take you to new heights. How about some of the stuff he's been posting, or how about some of the stuff that's been shared by
He's been doing it
by Channel 19 News?
And I say this as a drone enthusiast, just like Butters' dad, Mr. Stotch, a drone enthusiast. The shots he's coming up with are fantastic. It takes a lot of experience to get that. It's not something you can just go out and do yourself the first time. Like, I have a drone license. I've been out there doing it a lot. It's not easy to get a drone license. Jones Drones can help you with that. I've got a renewal coming up I need to do by October. I will be reaching out to him for that as well. But he did shots for the NBA All-Star game where he was going around the Terminal Tower. He's been doing like daily sunrises in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's been cool as hell. So definitely check Russell out. He's killing it.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a little hungry while you're doing that, you can go to unrefinedcle.com and check out Unrefined. They are a local, healthy, gluten-free, dairy-free meal prep service in Cleveland and deliver 35 miles from downtown right to your front door. And they just dropped a new menu, and you can check them out. A few of the new items are the chicken coconut curry, caponelli beef bolognese, and rosemary thyme chicken. And for breakfast, apple cinnamon protein pancakes.
Nice.
Yeah. You can use the code CS20.
That goes perfect with your death metal morning.
Yeah.
Some apple cinnamon protein pancakes and some Cannibal Corpse. You're
Nice.
ready to go. You're firing on 12 cylinders. First thing in the morning.
You can see photos of all their stuff at their Instagram, which Unrefined LS, I think, or CLE, one of those, and their and their website. You can get 20% off your first order, unrefinedcle.com. And then we've got Listen CLE.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got mood-based playlist because genre-based is so 2020.
Yeah, 2000 late.
2000 late? Yeah, we're still in 2020. The extended cut.
Mm-hmm.
So can you name any of them? I'm going to hold it this way so you can't see them.
Okay.
All right.
Rock Out.
Yes.
Groove. Night Driving.
Night Driving.
Acoustic Cuts.
Yes.
Misery Loves
I
Company.
knew you were going there next for some reason.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Okay. The Love Ones.
What is love?
What is Love? Energy Boost.
Yes.
Chill.
Yes. You're you need one more.
Did I say Acoustic Cuts?
You needed two
did.
more. Now you need one more. Feel
Good.
That's
Yeah,
it,
Feel
man.
Good.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that. I just did. So I've got my 4Runner that I bought, an old 4Runner, and my wife and I are hitting the road in that thing. And I just rebuilt like the whole front of the engine.
Oh, you can use this sponsor time to plug your own YouTube travel channel.
It's got nothing going so far.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally recorded a lot of video without audio working correctly, so I have a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of.
For our listening
a lot
audience,
of
that's just a
trash.
moving mouth of nothing. So
Can you use that artificial intelligence thing to just put your
yeah,
voice in?
it put the whole engine together. Put the whole engine together for me. And, I had Feel Good on the whole time I was putting together the front of the engine, and it was fantastic, man. There's some amazing art. If we haven't showcased it already on this podcast, there's so much talent in the area.
Is there any
that's out
Chayla
there.
Hope on there?
You want? I don't know if I got you in Feel Good. I don't think. I was covered in grease, so I was not touching the phone often. But man, there was just fantastic music. I never had to touch it through any of the playlists.
That's
while,
awesome.
while I was working on the car, much slower than I would have in my 20s. Which had benefits, though. I was actually messaging my friend that, like, working on a car actually goes faster in my 40s because I don't hurry and make a mistake that takes me hours to correct that I would have done when I was younger.
Yeah, that goes for a lot of things, especially in the studio, right?
Nice. I like that. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Let's squeeze in Jason Myers from RootsOfAmericanMusic.org real quick to getting the music into the people that need music, the kids that need music, schools. Yeah.
Kids that need music.
That sounded like Zoolander.
That's exactly what I was thinking. School for people that don't read
For
good.
people that don't read good.
All right, back to
Cool for
Chayla's
music that don't
interview.
music.
And I also visited the Cleveland Art Museum and was thinking of Gabe Pollock while I was there. Yeah, he's running the music program
Cool.
for there. Is
You run it?
Is he still with the Bop Stop, or is he left for that? No, he's gone.
Man,
I
I don't
know,
know. You
but-
know what I know. I haven't
I know
talked
what
to
our executive producer of right now.
Yes, you
Yeah, I'm seeing him tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah,
Well, tell him we said hi.
I will.
Yes.
And I was
please.
thinking of him when I was at the art museum the whole time.
I wish I could talk about why, but I can't yet.
Oh,
I can tell you guys.
Secrets. All right.
Secrets
Cut
hurt
that.
someone.
Cut. Yeah.
Can you tell us about a live Chayla performance? What that is like?
Well, let me just put it this way. I don't play a lot at like regular venues. I'm really trying to do very, very special things. So, kind of exclusive things because it takes so much to get a 7-piece together.
Like in the vein of So Far Sounds, that kind of event?
Yeah, it's funny that
Okay.
you bring that up.
Go.
just wanna-
Right. At the Cleveland Art Museum? Did I
funny.
guess that
It's
one?
funny that you bring that up. Cut. But for instance, my first show as a solo performer was at Golden Hours, which Tom Fox puts on. Great talks. Yeah. And it was to put it lightly. Basically, he came into the getting ready area and was like, "You're gonna do an outfit change in a 30-minute set," and I was like, "You fucking better believe it." So I had these like huge towers built that matched this insane dress. Did an outfit change in the middle, very dramatic, very crazy. Just trying to, I guess from my days of doing drag, it really helps. There's a lot of feathers and glitter and disco, and I literally embellish everything in disco glass, like the little mirrors, and I put everything into everything. There is not a time where I'm not thinking about it. So you're gonna get the best as I can do every time. Yeah, it's probably a fever dream to a lot of people, but I enjoy it.
You just got me thinking, which is why I brought my phone out here. So I've been watching all these like rock memorabilia auctions.
Yeah.
And Julian's Auctions just put out another one for Music Cares. Something that has struck me in these auctions is you'll see like all these artifacts of music history going for crazy money.
Oh yeah.
The outfits that these female performers have worn like at the Grammys and stuff like that, it's going comparatively stupid cheap.
Really?
Yeah, like outfits that were worn for a Grammy performance are going for like $500.
I better get on there.
It seems like the bargain of the century to me. There's like,
That does.
There's Madonna worn outfits from different like music award ceremonies and
And they're going
performances.
for cheap?
They're going for under $1,000 for a full custom made outfit.
That's less than I pay for my custom outfits.
It seems like way less than the cost of materials.
Yeah.
It's something else. So like I think there's an
Was it just a fire
opportunity.
sale because they're like, there's so much
Fire
of this?
sale.
No, I don't.
you what I
I have zero idea why it's happening because some
Wow.
of the other lots in these auctions are going for stupid money. Like
That's wild.
there was one auction that had 2 Beatles pieces of memorabilia that I was kind of like confused on. One of them was a square of drywall from the green room of the Ed Sullivan Show, where all 4 Beatles had signed the wall before performing.
That's crazy.
That sold for more money than John Lennon's childhood home, where he and Paul McCartney practiced in Liverpool. Whoa. The house sold for less.
The
whole house sold for less money than this 1 foot by 1 foot piece of drywall. That happened to have their signatures on it.
No George, no Ringo.
No George.
It's understandable.
I guess so. Ringo's where it's at.
I was going to say George, but yeah, okay. Both.
I was going for the humor there. Ringo would go with the humor, with the Ringo joke.
I can't get my outfit up, but I was going to show you how crazy it was.
But some of these outfits are going for, like, there's Lady Gaga outfits that are in this auction coming up.
Oh God, I don't have the money right now.
They're going to go for not much money. It's absolutely insane.
Sorry. We are not trying to make our guests broke, brother.
I mean, I already am. I'm a musician. It's fine.
Yeah, we're all broke, man.
Cleveland musician, yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland. Let's bring that. Yeah, let's bring that into it. A Cleveland
musician.
pop musician.
But you can get a Jimmy Buffett signed Hawaiian shirt.
Oh my God.
Right now it's at $250.
This reminds me of, I know we were talking about Nashville. My first Bonnaroo experience was with Radiohead with like 80,000 people. And it was also my first time, having a good time with, smoking. And and I was walking backstage, like, not, there everything's open. So you don't really know where the artists are or whatever. And I was 19, and I was like walking, and I bumped shoulders with a guy in a Hawaiian shirt, and I turned to my friend very quietly, and I just said, "Who the fuck wears a Hawaiian shirt to Bonnaroo?" It was Tom Petty. It was fucking Tom Petty, like about to go on stage. I died. Yeah, that was great.
Wow.
Speaking of Hawaiian shirts,
people
that was
stick
a good
out.
time.
Some of those artists stick out. I remember, my friend had just won tickets to the Black Sabbath reunion tour when they did their, that was 2000, 2001, somewhere right around there. I was driving, I worked for the city, so I was driving all the time. I heard him on the radio win the tickets.
Oh my God.
So I pulled a U-turn straight to his house because I was going to be the first one there to be like, hey, I'm
coming
with you.
Yeah.
So, and I was. We got our tickets for, we had to go downtown to Tower City to go pick up tickets. We picked up the tickets, and it was like third row for Black Sabbath, who hadn't been together since, it was, original lineup, first time since like 1980. I'm just staring at the ticket, and he goes, "Look at this weirdo." And I look up, and it's Tony Iommi, and he's dressed like a weirdo. He dressed like he is on stage, but I'm like, that is the man that's written every riff that's ever made me want to touch a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, bumping into weirdos is very cool.
I love being perceived.
That was matter of fact, I think I told Evan this story before. So he got all his fingers like chopped off on his right hand. He's a lefty, so that's his fretting hand. So I shook his hand, and I was like, oh my God, like I just shook the hand that created everything that I love,
Unbelievable.
And went straight to my other friend's house, who was an Iommi nut. I'm like, dude, shake my hand. Shake. It's like, what'd you touch? I'm like, no, just shake my hand. I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the same friend that I won't even get into that. I'll tell you later.
All right,
story about
off
a
the
duck.
air.
Another cut scene, yeah.
About a duck. I'll tell you later.
All right, that's for our Patreon members.
There you go. There you go. For your OnlyFans,
You
once
get
again.
DuckTales.
I love it. Yeah. Lots of weird outfits. You will find a lot of weird custom-made outfits on my
Here's
shows.
a Katy
Yeah.
Perry outfit that's at $500 right now.
$500?
$500.
I wouldn't wear that, but I would buy it.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I wouldn't wear that or buy it.
I get
I
a
might
lot
do
of
both.
I get a lot of really funny comments in my ads for what I'm wearing. People think I'm in like a cult,
Oh, really?
which is really
Are you?
fun. I hope so.
Okay.
I'm not, but I
was
I hope so.
I was in a pyramid scheme that turned into a cult.
Whoa.
And now there's a documentary on it. I was selling LuLaRoe.
Wow.
So women's clothing. I was selling women's clothing at one point in time on Facebook Live during lunch. It was lunchtime leggings with Chuck.
Leggings with
Chuck, this is a side of you I've never heard of.
I'm so glad to be here in this moment.
My first trip to Europe was paid for entirely by me selling leggings online.
That's
Wow.
beautiful.
100%. Yeah.
Way to go.
Congratulations.
And then it turned in the whole company turned out to be like a cult. They kind of went that way. But when we first got into it, they had the leggings. They were like super soft. My wife was way into them, and then she noticed that like the one like it was you sell them yourselves online. And the one person that was doing the best was some husband that didn't seem like they would have anything to do with leggings, selling leggings. I'm like, I'll do that, you know. So I was selling a shitload of leggings online. We would get just boxes every day. I'd open them up and do lunchtime leggings with Chuck. Sell 50, 100 pairs of leggings a day. Like it, you know, like.
What am I doing in music? What
Like
am I doing?
$15 a pop.
This
profit.
was your lunch break.
This
On
was,
your lunch
This
break.
was all I was doing was selling leggings. I had to come up with a way that people could claim the leggings without saying anything out loud. Like I had to be able to sell them on mute as well. So I had like cue cards because there were so many people who were watching this while they were at work and they had to have the volume off. So
Do you have any footage of this?
I've looked. I'll see if I can find some more because I've had. You're not the first person that's asked
Get
that.
that on TikTok now.
So then the legging company was hosting.
Hashtag Kagasan Podcast.
They were
Yeah,
hosting
yeah.
a big like get together of all their sellers
Hashtag
in
listen,
Columbus, and we went down there and we're like, this is a fucking cult. They're like, you need to quit any job you have and go full time into this, and if you're not believing in the brand, you're not living your full life. And
Oh, man.
we were like,
Wow.
so we kept doing it for a little bit. Even after that, we just kind of like distanced ourselves from their company culture. And up until that point, it was like you could order as many leggings as you want. And if you didn't sell them, they'd buy them back at full price. So it was like no risk to us. You just had to put out that initial investment. And then they got rid of that policy where it was like if you bought them, they're yours. You got to get rid of them.
Wow.
But they gave us a month notice of that. So we just like blew everything
Liquidate.
up.
Yeah.
The room that's adjacent to this studio was
That one.
that one
That one.
was set up as a clothing store on the weekends. And we would have to take numbers for how many people could come in at a time to buy leggings and like dresses and stuff. For a full year, I was a women's clothing salesperson.
I wish this was one of those moments where I was like, that's where I remember you from. That's why I know where I'm at. Yeah, yeah.
I still have a pair.
Yeah.
I kept
I'm
one
wearing
pair
it
of
right
leggings for
now.
myself that has like skulls on it. I kept it for like doing any hairband gigs.
You know, Rihanna said you kind of looks familiar.
That maybe
There it is. Bought a
lunchtime
dress
leggings with
in his
Chuck.
basement.
Possibly, yeah. Like we had clothing racks. The rack that is holding up all the instrument cables over there was a clothing rack from the other room.
I love
Looks
I had
that.
like
one.
7 more of those.
That's
it looks like one that
amazing.
you hang on the wall at the grog shop when you hang your shirts up for,
Yes.
for
Yes,
merch. Yeah.
it was that type of thing. That whole back wall in there was covered with those, and then clothing racks and dressing rooms.
Wow.
It was something else.
Let's-
And now there's a documentary on. I guess that'll be my recommendation. Go on Netflix and check out the documentary on LuLaRoe.
All right.
Learn about the cult I was in for a short time.
Amazing.
Not as fun as the Wild Wild Country cult, but
Let's do the 216 with Chayla Hope.
ready for that?
I
216.
am.
You got a little like.
I did, but I didn't.
Okay. 6 is the tough one.
Yeah.
6 is the toughest.
2. Well, 6 can turn into 20 if you want.
It can.
Oh,
6 or more.
okay.
The 216.
All right.
216.
Number 2. What's 2?
2 is the Desert Island albums.
Jeff Buckley's Grace. Number 1, definitely, most definitely. Number 2 would be Rye, Woman. If you don't know it, he's like a
How do you
Everyone-
spell rye?
RHYE. It came out I think in like 2013, but it's still like just as perfection. And if you're into Sade, he sounds like Sade, and it's mind blowing and beautiful and just perfection. If I'm stuck on a desert island, I'm definitely gonna want to like chill out, and Rye would be that thing. Highly recommend. Their Tiny Desk is brilliant as well.
Oh, nice.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite channels.
Yeah,
the best.
yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, yeah.
1.
One venue you'd like to play.
I mean, in here or anywhere.
Anywhere.
Red Rocks.
Red
Every
Rocks.
time.
Okay.
I
Every
thought
time.
it was a Cleveland venue.
I think
If it's Cleveland, then
Well,
I mean,
everyone's going to say Red Rocks.
I might say Madison Square Garden.
I might say Brooklyn. Bowl.
Literally just because of Song Remains the Same.
I would say here, I would say Beachland. Just I'm going to have a record release show because I'm pressing my own vinyl. I get to go back to Gotta Groove and press my own vinyl. Nice. And so I'm going to be doing that with Wax Mage Records. And that'll be coming out on, I think, like, we're doing a record release on June 2nd at Beachland. But that'd still be my dream venue, even if I wasn't doing that.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Is that a concert announcement?
Maybe.
Breaking news.
Number 6 or more.
Or more. Oh, God. 6 local.
Yeah. Should we limit to local?
This is your thing, man.
Well,
Don't limit me the local.
No, you can go.
No, anyone.
We really don't have
Yeah,
structure
make one of them, at least one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's easy. I already
Yeah.
have it. Kyle Kidd, definitely just brilliant in this town. Something different and special. Was in Mourning a Black Star. Just actually quit to just focus on their solo career, which I resonate with quite a bit.
He's from Mourning a Black Star.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I always say they, just to be safe. Yeah. But so Kyle Kidd, Colin Miller, Nate Saggio. Nate Saggio is my co-write, and he's brilliant. And then, from other places, I would say I'm really, really into Begonia. Begonia is a fantastic singer and just writes great music. Check out the song Cold Night if you need to, like, just hear her voice. That's the one. And Jake Wesley Rogers is basically like the new Elton John mixed with, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of another one. Just brilliant, dramatic, super fun. Definitely, you can hear he sings from his heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. That was only 5.
That was 5.
Damn
That's
it.
what I had too.
I have one more.
Elton John's boots are also in that auction.
Am I allowed to look at my phone for this?
Yes, I'm looking at mine right now.
Okay, cool. I don't
I
have
had
much
to read
service,
scripts
but
off of mine for these ads.
that's fine. I was gonna pull up that one thing.
Elton John's boots are $600.
What size?
It doesn't say here. It just says Elton John personally owned and worn Louboutin
I know it
boots.
doesn't. It's
Look,
not coming up for me.
The way I am, I wouldn't want them as memorabilia. I would want them to wear.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would totally wear an Elvis jumpsuit that Elvis wore. Just be in that stank like you're taking over for Grimace after a McDonald's.
After a Max Sabbath
After
show.
a Max Sabbath show.
The last one is Venetia Gould, like Gould, I believe. Sings from the heart. Really just tremendous, kind of Billie Holiday-ish.
Okay.
Really recommend her as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Chuck, you have any new artists to talk about this week or that you've discovered?
New artists that I've kind of this past week I rediscovered artists that I'd listened to, and I sent you this morning on the flight to Chicago I listened to the Brown album from
Primus, yeah.
from Primus, and just like the sound of the recording through that whole thing and some of the drum grooves that kick off the rest of those songs is just fantastic. I don't know if you got to listen to it, but
No, I was too busy listening to Chayla Hope.
I was listening to that right afterwards when you gave me the list. Like, we got
send you-
confirmation of who's going to be here today. I normally wait for confirmation of who's coming because it
I'll send you
changes
some
up.
new
You
stuff.
wouldn't believe
I'll send
how
you
many
some new stuff.
cancellations we get the day of.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that Ray Flanagan episode we just had was he filled in last minute.
Yeah.
God bless him. He's so
You
good.
fill in last minute, you get free beer.
Wow.
Yeah. Or if you show up for your scheduled time, you also get.
You also get free beer. So either way, you're getting free beer, which
I wanted to bring you guys my beer, but it's I came out. So I do.
tell us.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I did a brand partnership with a bunch of local businesses for almost every single that came out. So, for instance, the first single, I don't know if you knew the coffee shop, Coffee. I did a Love and Lo-Fi drink with them. It was pink. I bedazzled every cup myself. We sold like 500 in the first week or two, which
Track one
felt
of the
really
new
good. And then, track one, single one.
Yeah.
It's on Hot AC Radio right now, which is crazy. And then after that, I did a pie for my song Falling with Rude Food and Pie. I did a vegan pie with them, my favorite kind of pie. And then after that, I came out with High. So I did rolling papers with Shui Papers in town.
Can't wait to
And
smoke a J.
they're great. They're so smooth. They're so great. I'm not just saying that because it's me. I picked them because of how great they are. And then I also, the next one, Forget Me Not, I actually just partnered, instead of making a music video, I partnered with a bunch of animal shelters and just gave them the money I would have used because I want to be the next Betty White so bad.
You are the second act to give us rolling papers.
Yes.
Yeah, Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
They give us
that's
lighters. They had
perfect.
Lake
lighters,
Erie
too.
and lighters.
Oh, they
They're,
one-upped me
have
so
lighters.
hard. They
They're-
one-upped me.
Yeah, they're reggae. They're sort of modern reggae, but they have a good hold on the roots. Right.
That's awesome.
Lake Erie, looking for
Lake
a new
Erie.
singer.
Oh, cool.
Really?
Yes.
And the last thing I did was for my album release, which was a Damn Feelings beer with Saucy Brewworks. And I got to help brew it
Saucy.
myself.
Right across from Bop Stop.
Right across from Bob Stop. Love Saucy so much. And we did my album listening party there as well, which was super fun. And next, which this is something that I'm going to say on your show that no one knows yet, I'm going to do a coffee blend with Lecco Coffee for the release of my vinyl.
Nice.
Lecco Coffee.
Yeah, they're great. Downtown. Fantastic.
Cool. How do you
Super
spell
great.
that for
Lekko.
Lecco Coffee?
Like they're so good. Yeah, and I got to actually like do taste tests and pick the blend that I wanted.
Do they
and
sell
then-
beans?
Nice.
They
I
do.
bought a coffee maker, so like.
Ooh, we're so into coffee.
Okay,
It's
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
And
so.
future guest Carlos Jones has his own coffee too.
Carlos, yes, sweet.
Yeah, I gotta get some like guest mixed coffee blends going
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Who else has a beer that we had? Dreadlock Dave.
Yeah, Dreadlock Dave.
Yeah, Dreadlock
Dreadlock
Dave.
Dave. Is he like what is it? Stone 17 or something on Instagram, or is that a different person?
Nate.
He did something with
He knows more
Saucy.
Instagram.
Okay.
No, his was Crooked Pecker, right?
Oh,
Crooked Pepper Brewery. His double IPA.
I love that. That's tremendous. Yeah.
Episode something like
Something.
20 something probably.
Something like that. He was a lot of fun to talk to, talking about the old Cleveland music stores. And
Yeah.
Oh,
love
man,
it
there's
when,
so many
love
good
it when
ones.
we get the elders on here.
Oh, they're the most full of
Yeah.
info and awesome stories. Yeah.
we get the most views too on the old people.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Old people like me.
No, older than us. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Cool.
And I really want to pitch in on YouTube shows to recommend, if that's
Yeah.
okay.
Absolutely.
there?
Are we
Well,
there?
We
We
can
can
put.
be.
You can push us there. If you're done, we can be
No,
done.
whatever you want to do. Do you have any questions?
I thought I had questions.
And then
Mm.
you don't.
I guess not. Oh, tell us about drag shows.
Oh,
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you about drag shows?
Well, yeah, about drag shows. I thought those were all men.
No,
No.
they're not always all men.
Call me
I
ignorant.
thought they were too. Like the
No.
ones I'd been to, I played at a drag show in was it Mansfield? I think I played before.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember that.
There
There
a lot of
are
fun.
there are drag kings, which are it can be women, it can be men, but they portray as men. You can literally, this might be I don't know if this is like a trade secret. If you go to the barber and you get your hair cut, you can use the shavings as a beard, which is really fun. So there were drag kings, but I was mostly in it as a drag queen, and that you just dress up and lip sync. It's really fun, and that was my kind of way into being as loud and crazy and performing the songs I loved, like Lady Gaga, on a Saturday night with drag queens. It was really fun. So
Drag shows are amazing.
they're amazing.
They really are.
A drag queen I do not know just performed Love and Lo-Fi, and my friends were there at like a drag brunch.
Your song.
My song.
Yeah.
And I almost passed out. That was like such a bucket list thing for me because drag shows are just so fun. They're so fun. They just let you be you, let you enjoy things. They can be funny, they can be sad, beautiful. It's an art form, and I really love it, and I connect with it so much, and I try to put that in all of my shows. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool.
I did
energy.
have one last question. Did
Sure.
you have anything else?
No, I was. So you worked with like animal shelters on the single? Like that sounds so cool.
There was Wild at Life. They actually are anti like poaching and everything, which I think everyone should be. But they save lions and chimpanzees, and so that was really cool because they want me to come to Germany and meet some of their monkeys that they've saved.
Meet
and
some of our listeners.
Yeah.
We have a lot of German listeners.
Oh, Germany's great,
Yeah,
man.
you just pulled our like countries that we're listened to, right?
I love that. I
we
love
just got her thing, and like Germany as our like
Our number 2.
Let's all
30%
let's all
of
go
our
to Germany.
listeners.
Do you guys want to come with me and we
Yeah,
can
we
meet
were
some
down.
monkeys?
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down for
We'll
Germany.
film an episode there.
We'll,
yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
get content.
Yeah.
So important.
I'm always up for travel.
Cool.
Me too.
We'll
Me
book
too.
a couple gigs.
Yeah.
I have a producer in the UK and a producer in Japan right now, so I'm like, all right,
Oh, there's
let's
2
go.
more countries. Yeah.
Let's all go. Yeah.
All right. Cuyahoga Sound Worldwide with Chayla Hope.
Thank you. Yeah, the YouTube shows would be with Trixie and Katya and apartment sessions. Have you heard of apartment sessions?
No.
It's the coolest thing. They fill an apartment
Yeah, on
full of
OnlyFans too.
yeah. Just full of musicians, and that's how I found out about the last artist I mentioned. She was singing a song with them. They perform in this apartment with like I want to say 50 musicians,
Wow.
and it's beautiful every time. I don't miss an episode.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Cool. I'm curious about you and our producer Teddy.
Producer now?
Anybody that's
Oh,
not
great.
on the screen.
If you're in the room
does
and
not
you're
need
not
another
on camera.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the producer.
Cool. How did you guys meet? And
On
get
his radio
together and
show.
fall in love? Tell us that whole beautiful story.
We met on WRUW. He was interviewing my band Seafair,
Ah, yeah.
and it was over. Yeah, it was just done. I knew right away. He didn't, but I knew, and I was like, oh shit.
When
yeah.
you walked in the room or when you started talking?
Oh, he actually came one other time. I think we were doing like a Studio A or Studio B thing, you know. Seaver was playing live from Cleveland, and he walked in and like he was like all cool in a leather jacket, like introduced himself and then left. I was like, who's that? And then I
Is that
found
the
out
leather jacket you're wearing?
this is PVC. This is made of plastic. Really cool for the environment, if you don't know. And it's not biodegradable. I'm so sorry, but it's not from Shein either, so we're okay. But then yeah, he interviewed me on the show, and I was like, oh no. And like his best friend was great too, and he was also interviewing me. So I was like, oh, this is like a great group of people. And then I think we went on like a coffee tour after, and his best friend was like, I feel like I'm on a date. So it was just, yeah, I always wanted to be with a music obsessive. I just didn't know how obsessive. I thought I would be the one to always know more, but he defeats me every day.
It's weird running into people that are way more into music than you when you're like, that's my life.
There's no way he could possibly, and he's a
Happens
freaking
to me every
Wikipedia.
time we do these episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get lost. And 10 albums a day. I mean, like, I hear those, you know, I, like, wake up to, like, free
I
jazz.
thought you said a week. 10 albums a week.
10 albums a week. It feels like 10 albums,
10
a day.
Do you have time to do anything else?
No, right. Yeah, but I
Cool.
hear
Do you have
hear a
anything
lot.
to add to that, Teddy?
I mean, if I'm gonna come to camera.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
Dan.
come on in. We got mics. They're all wired up.
Here's another microphone.
There's another
Is
mic.
it on?
They're all on.
No, they're all on.
We record everything here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really sketch.
I don't know where I'm.
Let's scoot this down and scoot that down. All right.
I mean, no, that's
Hey,
the
welcome,
story.
welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the Cuyahoga Sound
Thank you.
Podcast.
glad to be back. I don't know.
Thanks
Or,
for making the drive. I mean,
You know, I had to do it when I knew this topic of conversation. But yeah, that was February 23rd, 2015.
He knows all the dates. I don't.
23rd, nice.
Well,
February
you,
23rd.
Seafair had just played Bright Winter as a fill-in. They were asked to like co-headline last minute. I think I
Like,
had you
day
on.
before.
I remember that lineup because we had it submitted.
I got rejected this year.
Over 300X got rejected this year.
I got
That's a
rejected.
separate
Every year,
topic
yeah.
of conversation. But yeah, and I think first date we went on was July 12th of that year.
I think
I
so.
remember all these dates.
Cigars and listening to
Cigars.
Vinyl.
I was living on
5 months
in
later?
Portland. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we took our
Give
time.
or take. We definitely took our time. Well, I don't know. You gave me, so I came to the Seafair record release show in May. I think at that point you Facebook messaged me your number.
It was Instagram.
And then we started
wasn't
talking.
Was it Facebook?
I think it was Facebook Messenger.
Well, now I hate
Because we
Facebook.
actually, to this day, have never used Facebook Messenger to communicate again.
That's right, because we wanted to save
because
that.
we wanted to not lose that.
Between the two of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
between the two
yeah.
of us. Obviously, we text and communicate through other means. No, this is a relationship based
We
on
never
zero
speak.
communication. Yeah.
It's
No.
all assumptions.
Zero digital record of our relationship.
It's all for PR.
Yeah. But that first date, I was living in an apartment on Hessler Street at the time because I wanted to have that experience at least once. I figured going to Case, you had to at least live or reside on Hessler Street to get the
Pause. Are they ever bringing that back? That
Hessler Street Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, WREW was involved in the broadcasting of it for many years, but I think the organizing committee stopped post-pandemic because University Circle was not. I don't know. I don't want to cast aspersions on
You want to
University
say
Circle
no?
Inc.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think it just organizing it became too onerous at some point or another. But I miss it because I grew up in the Cleveland area,
Yeah.
going to
I
Hessler
miss
Street
it.
Fair.
I miss it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was living in the first floor apartment right at the end of the street, so like the stage was, like I could have
was
just
a
sat
cool
on the
spot.
porch.
Yeah.
But that was our first day.
Yeah. I was the blue collar, tattooed kid. His dad's a rabbi, so that's a mess.
And I was a K student.
And he was a K student, so we are definitely yin and yang in so many different ways. But the music is what.
I mean,
definitely
relationships
keeps us-
are a
yeah.
lot about balance and compromise and finding common ground. I think we've found a pretty beautiful one.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the relationship is founded on animating passion for music that I haven't found in anyone.
We
else.
had our wedding party at Beachland.
At the Beachland,
and we
yeah.
had it was a show. So I like decorated it like 80s prom. A lot of blow up inflatable aliens.
And we had Oregon Space Trail of Jazz opened. Colin Miller and the Brother
Jazz, yeah.
Nature was the middle band, and then our
Summer
friend Summer School.
Do you know
Closed
summer
down.
school?
No.
He moved to
Nashville.
Nashville, but very like 80s. It was hilarious.
I was in an
really
80s
fun.
band and played an 80s themed prom like party.
That's
Oh
great.
yeah, and anytime
Lot
to
of
this
fun.
day,
Moon Man, yeah.
Moon Man.
Up in
yeah.
Michigan,
Man?
we played it,
Oh yeah. Quick, tell them about Moon Man. It was
Moon Man TV was an 80s tribute band that we had everything synced up where we played with the music videos that were playing behind us. And I was playing to a
Fantastic.
click that was like right in time with that. And we had the light show in time with it and everything.
Hell yeah.
It was kind of weird because as a
live
drummer.
band with a music video.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I only listened to the music video and everybody else had to follow me, so it was really weird.
so
being
you were
in
on
that
time
band.
though.
Yeah, I was on time, but I was not connected to the other musicians at all. Like it was,
You'd be surprised how true that is for a lot of
it
bands,
was,
though.
it was just
Yes.
practice for me. No matter what we were doing, everything was the same as practice. I still can't hear like any of those songs without hearing like the end and in beep beep.
Oh
beep,
yes,
you know?
yes. The name of the song, like
Yeah, like
long
as soon as
way,
you hear it, yeah.
and then the key, and then like 3, 2, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I had those.
Gotta love
so-
those click tracks.
Yeah, I would get the opening click for me, and then the count and click that I would give to the rest of the band.
Yes.
And yeah, we did like the in between. We did MTV commercials. The one thing that I wanted to add to that band that we never did was I wanted to go into like we built this city on rock and roll and start it like 2 measures of like the vocal intro in, and then Beavis and Butthead coming out and going, "This sucks," change it, and then going into something else.
That'd
you
be
know,
great.
That would be
Like
fun.
White Zombie or something.
Have you
from
seen
there.
those new Beavis and Buttheads?
I
They're
haven't.
fantastic.
No.
They're,
I haven't
they're
seen
watching
it.
TikTok videos instead of MTV videos.
They're
and in
absolutely worth
between.
watching.
Oh my
Adopted for
God.
the times.
It's fantastic.
Adopted
It's
from
better
the
than the
times.
original.
Just making, yeah.
It's better than the original.
Making fun of it. I
Word.
hope. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good. I'm so tired of it. I hate it so much. I mean,
It's
I love
Pandora's
it. I
box.
love it.
No, I mean it's Pandora's box. We've opened it. We're not necessarily going back, so you got to make peace with it.
Yep.
Because I yearn for the days where you could leave home without a phone and like just
yearn
exist.
for
It's
the
fun to
days
do.
of
In the
Have you,
world.
have you tried it?
Not
I've done
recently.
it for a week at a time. It's amazing. It is amazing.
I wish I gave myself that permission.
I could maybe do it in a warm week. You know,
Yeah.
summer week.
Yeah.
I have to post every week at the same time, twice a week to 3 times a week.
Can you schedule it out?
In some cases.
So Instagram now has a thing, but it never works, and it's like, sorry, we couldn't
I
upload
know,
it
I
on
hate when
time.
that
I'm like,
happens.
why are you even?
And
why
the
do you
Meta
even
Business
exist?
Suite is cumbersome, to say
it's a
the
pain in
least,
the ass.
in
Oh,
terms
and-
of being able to schedule stuff out.
Dealing
like-
with that is a
I like
It's
more
not
produced
fun.
stuff, and the algorithm's telling me that I need to do more DIY stuff. And I can't stand it. And I'm also
Well, that's a whole
older.
other
Like it's just a
separate
whole thing.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok's the first thing that's truly come along where I'm like, really? This is what people want now?
6 seconds, man.
Six,
Yeah.
Like the
if
vertical.
you're lucky.
Well, it's even not even the duration. It's the vertical video content. It's like everyone wants to shoot videos of themselves. Like it took me long enough to get comfortable just like taking photos I was comfortable.
and don't
sharing,
bother
right?
sharing your own music. You have to do it to a trendy sound to get it viral. But
Yeah.
then what's the point? And I
That's
keep
it.
being told
There's a
I'm
balance.
too old. Not
I
on brand.
don't want to get into this because every time I get too deep, I just want to quit everything.
Well, I feel,
And that's why.
That's the answer.
I feel that I'm deep.
For Kai Hogeside.
Yeah.
That's it.
We want to quit everything. Yeah. No, it's
There's so much more other life stuff to do than
There's-
just keep up with this shit.
it's
Yeah.
even today it was like, you know, I work really hard on creating this content because I want it to be something that's fulfilling to me at the same time. So it's not just like, you know, but people are like, link your shoes, tell me what jacket
right.
you're wearing. And I'm like, this is my music, and they're like, we don't care, do this. How do you dye your hair?
Music is almost being treated as a commodity to accompany the vertical video content now, which
But we're
is
gonna
a
be
jarring thing.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna find a way
Yeah.
around
Have
it.
have you been pushed to a level of frustration that like forced you to adapt something completely new that you
More
were
than you know.
clueless about?
More than you know.
Constantly.
Outfits of the day are. I'm so transparent about this stuff. I asked the internet what they wanted to see from me, and they're like, we think you dress really cool, so can you do more outfits? And I'm like, I literally asked, what do you want to see more of, like my music making process, this, because I find that stuff much more interesting. They want to see what I wear on a day-to-day basis. So
Yeah,
I've had
makeup
to
and outfits.
makeup and outfits. They really want to see me do makeup tutorials, which I'm never going to do. There are just some things that I just push me too far. But yeah, that's been a new thing that I'm trying to like embrace, but it's hard as hell, and it's like super soul sucking.
Fight the man.
So I guess the
I want to, and I also want to be classic. I don't want to be viral. I don't want to be a celebrity. I want to be an artist that makes money doing what I love.
So I guess the final product, when it comes to music, is and how that can be related and absorbed by people. That's the only
By the
thing
consumer.
that the consumer cares about is that final product.
Did you hear about?
It's not even necessarily.
Not
though.
to bring it too far down, but what's his name again? I always bring this up. The guy who he was in the internet, not in the internet.
You are talking about Steve Lacy.
Steve, do you know Steve Lacy?
No.
That Bad
Okay.
Habits song was a #1 hit last year, which I can say
So-
last year now.
He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
Great songwriter and
He
guitar
came
player.
out with this one song that went viral on TikTok.
Bad Habit.
It ruined his tour because everyone was coming. They were singing the 15, literally, not being dramatic here, the 15 seconds that they knew of the song and then had no idea what the rest of the song sounded like. So he's at the show holding out the microphone. Everyone's like, sorry, we don't know the rest of the words. His whole tour was like that.
Oh.
How heartbreaking. Like you write this sure, it could be great if you wrote really good 15 seconds and then bullshit for the rest of it, but he didn't. It's a brilliant song, and everybody only knew 15 seconds.
There's an old country song called "Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mothers" that hit big in the late 70s. I want to say early 80s maybe. Ray Wiley Hubbard put it out, and I heard a live version of him doing the song. And in the middle of it, like the breakdown part, after the guitar solo is over, he's like, "What?" He asked the audience, "What is the most important part of writing a song?" And they all yell things out. He's like, "Yeah, those are all important parts." You have to think about it. The most important part of writing a song is thinking if you can sing this song, this one part of this song, for the next 50 years.
Yes.
For
because
sure.
he'd been doing it. He's like, so I wrote this song as a joke 50 years ago,
And I still have to sing it.
and I have to sing it every single night. But once every 3 months when that check comes in from CBS Records, it's not so bad. And then he goes into the rest of
Well,
the
and
song
that's
from
like,
there.
I know how dispiriting that must be for Steve, given his incredible contributions to the internet, his prior group, and the couple of great solo records, but it's hard to get the bread.
It's hard to get the bread, but at what cost do you want it that badly that
That's
it
true.
goes over your creativity and your
Well,
I guess it depends on your
desires,
your goals.
Yeah,
from the
absolutely.
get-go.
What
and
your-
and
what
if
your
that's what
creative
you
vision
want,
is.
then that's amazing and congratulations. But if it's not
Right.
what you want, I feel really bad for you.
Right, if you want to be artistically fulfilled, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the differentiator. A lot of people get into music because it appears to be the easiest route to fame. It's no surprise that a lot of people that become famous by some other means, then are like, let me try to record something.
Oh, so
Because I
much.
think this is, it's like, why are there Paris Hilton songs? Like, not trying to throw shade at
Yeah.
Paris Hilton, but like,
Shaq.
right. Although Shaq, low key, those records slapped.
But
The Papa John's money was the only thing I
Papa
looked
John's?
sideways about with Shaq. I'm like,
The General.
really, dude?
Papa Sean's.
He's got 1,000 commercials though.
He's in every commercial.
No.
Yeah.
Dame
Icy Hot.
Dame Lillard is by far the best NBA rapper, though. Dame time.
But yeah.
Anyway.
You're in charge.
Wait, we're about to wrap up. Just hold it for
Hold it.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah, let's just.
It can be short.
Sorry to bring it down, by the way. I'm sorry I brought it down.
It's okay. We were
It's,
about to ask our last question
yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Is the
That's
beauty
what
of podcasts.
That's when I told my bladder we got 2 minutes to go. And it's like we can't do it anymore.
All right. Yeah. Go for it. I
Just
feel
go.
like we can
The
dive.
did
final
it.
question is a recommendation for either a YouTube channel, a TV series, or a movie.
Which I
You should be
mentioned,
checking
which
out.
is Katya and Trixie's on YouTube and Apartment Sessions on YouTube.
Yes.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chayla Hope.
Thank you.
Cool. That does it about for us. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
All right, for Cuyahoga Sound Podcast, we'll see you next time. I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling. Aloha.
Aloha. Have fun in Hawaii.